So there was a missionary guy who had come to our church and visited. He was doing some missions and whatnot in different parts of the world, and he mentioned he does missions in Africa. And she said, "Why is it that everybody seems to, want to do a mission in Africa? I mean, is Africa supposed to be that bad or something like that, where everybody want to do one in Africa or something like that?" And we talked about this earlier, and you had a great answer. I want to just sort of have you share that.
I think there's a couple of things. I think in terms of African Americans, we relate more so with Africans because it is a historical culture to us. There's a bond there, and they relate to African Americans coming there. There are other parts of the world, obviously, where ministry is required. Speaking again as African Americans, going to a place like China is not necessarily, you're not accepted there the same way. If you go to Europe, there's already so much ministry in Europe. It's like going to the United States.
Even though Europe is little, no offense to European, but a lot of the church in the Europe countries is dead.
It depends. There's a Pentecostal movement in Europe as well.
There is, okay.
Yeah, and so there's some very strong churches Pentecostal-wise in Europe, especially.
That's good to hear.
Especially like United Kingdom, things like that. More so Western Europe than Eastern Europe.
Okay.
When you get into Eastern Europe, then of course you get into differences in language, and the language barrier becomes an issue. Now, the other places that you'll see people getting into is India, and then the other aspect, and India is very receptive too, by the way. The other aspect I think that hinders, and I saw somebody post something on this before, like why don't people go to the Middle East and stuff like that, more of those northern Africa areas. And there are areas that are very Muslim based, and it becomes a lot more serious of an issue to try and interact there, and becomes more dangerous, especially if somebody from the outside try to do it. So that certainly that will have an impact on it as well. I've received contacts from Pakistan. Pakistan's very Muslim. And so we've done some interacting there, but it's a much more serious issue to think about going into an area like that.